Start off with the initial height of 20 feet. We're going to toss the ball up in the air at 16 feet per second. So the formula again, because we are in the standard system, is S of t equals negative 16t squared plus v naught t. What is v naught in this case?
16.
We got 16, so it's 16t. And then what's the initial height here? 20. Okay. So the first thing is we want to know what the maximum height is. Again, the maximum height occurs when the velocity is 0, so we need the velocity function. Velocity function is negative 32t plus 16. So 32t equals 16. So t equals 1/2. And I need to change some numbers in this problem. Let's toss it up from, instead of 20 feet, let's toss it up at 200 feet. Okay, so this becomes 200. So at 1/2 second, it's reached its maximum height, correct? All right, so so we've answered C. C is the time it takes to reach maximum height, so that's at 1/2 second. All right, what is the maximum height? Well, we need to know the position at 1/2 second, right? So it's S of 1/2 equals negative 16 times 1/4 plus 16 times 1/2 plus 200. So it's negative 4 plus 8 plus 20. So that's 4 plus 20, which is 24. 200, sorry. So that's 200, 204. Okay. Are we okay here? All right, what is the velocity at impact? Well, we need to know the time that it hits the ground, right? And you don't get it by doubling this. This would just be the time it came back to 100 feet. 200 feet. So we need the quadratic formula. Again, quadratic formula, let's turn this into 16t squared minus 16t minus 200. So we get 16 plus or minus the square root of 16 squared minus 4 times 16 times negative 200. Someone do that in your head real quick. What do we get? Okay. That's going to be 16 squared. Then that'll be 64 times 200. So we'd be adding them. Is that what you got under the radical? Okay, so the square root of that.
114.262.
All right, add 16 to that and then divide it by 32.
4.0702.
4.0707
0, 7.
seconds. Okay. So that's the time that it takes for it to reach the ground. So we want to know the velocity at that time, right? So V of 4.0707 is negative 32 times 4.0707 plus 16. What do we come up with? This is the answer here.
Negative 114.263.
What'd you say again?
Negative 114.263.
0.263? Did you say 114?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's going to be feet per second. Okay. Now, at that point, that's going to be the velocity of impact. All right, so we want to know, is it speeding up? We know it's going to be speeding up at 3 seconds, but we need the proof behind it. So what is V of 3? V of 3 would be negative 32 times 3 plus 16. So that's going to be negative 96 plus 16, which would be negative 80. So negative 80 feet per second. Now again, it's not just the fact that velocity is negative that tells us it's slowing down. What else is it that we need to consider here to know that it's slowing down?
Sign of the acceleration.
Yeah. So A of 3 is negative 32 feet per second squared. So because A of t and V of t are both negative, the object, the ball in this case, is speeding up, sorry, I said that wrong. And there we have it, the 4 parts to this problem.